Today's message is for someone who is feeling really stuck and stagnant, and you also feel like you're lifeless inside. And it's like you want to pull yourself out of this stagnant energy, and you don't know how. And you feel like you don't even have the energy to do it. And you don't know how to pull yourself out of this rut that you're in. And so I have three key things that I want to share with you that is going to help you to do that. The first key is acceptance. Accept the reality of what you're in. I know it's not fair, and I know that there's a million stories that you can probably find to validate that you are stuck. Maybe you don't have the money, maybe you're trapped, you feel trapped with the people that you're living with, maybe your car isn't working, whatever the situation is. And those stories, I want you to know that those are all valid, and it's not to bypass that. Okay, we acknowledge that, and we acknowledge that, okay, this is how you feel, that's valid. However, you want to humbly accept it. Accept that this is what your life is right now. And with acceptance comes empowerment. Okay, if you're constantly fighting against your reality and you're resisting it, firstly, that uses a lot of energy. So that's probably why you're feeling so lifeless, right? So it uses a lot of energy, and it also keeps you in survival mode. And you can't create change from survival mode because your body is in fight or flight. It's fighting. It's trying to protect itself. It's trying to figure things out. So the first thing is let go of the resistance. How do you let go? By accepting where you are. Okay, this is what's going on in my life. These are the cards that I've been dealt with. What can I do within all of that? Stories aside for this moment, what can I do within all of this to make myself feel alive again? How can I take care of me? How can I bring myself back to ease and flow and peace? What can I do? So you can already see you're out of the feeling trapped already, and you're empowered now. You're getting curious. Oh, okay. All right, this is what it is. What can I do? That's the first key. Second key is breathe. Breathe, 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 breathe. How many intentional, deep, slow belly breaths have you taken today? Yeah, we tend to underestimate the breath. The breath does so many things when we use it intentionally. We've been programmed in a way by this world to think that the more complicated something is, the more effective it's going to be. And in actuality, it's the simple things that are the most potent. The breath. So the simplest thing, the mind isn't required at all to do this, but intentionally, deeply breathe, and the breath, it flushes and moves energy through the body. It'll naturally just begin to shift you. So commit to having a practice of intentionally breathing into the belly, and maintain a consistency with that. Commit to that. And so that's going to help you to get the energy moving and breathe life back into yourself. And if you want to take it a step further and get out in nature where there's an abundance of oxygen and life force energy, even better. That's going to like definitely help you to breathe life back into yourself again. So that's key number two. Key number one, acceptance. Number two, breathe. And number three, take a risk. In order to break the patterns and shake up the energy of your daily life, you're going to have to take a risk. A risk to something, a decision or an idea, and you probably likely already know what that is, something that has always been pulling you, that you need to do, that will completely change, that will get you out of this daily pattern that you're living in. So you're going to have courage and faith and boldly, courageously take a risk. Go all in with the risk. Go in with your whole heart and trust that that is what's required in a more grounded, practical way in your daily life to create change. You have to create that change, and you create it by taking a risk. And if it were me in your situation, I would say, like, any risk is better than what you're living in right now. you know so do it. Be responsible, obviously. um, do it in an empowered way, right? Don't do it from a chaotic, disempowered, desperate place, right? So you have to follow the process, come back into alignment first, accept, breathe. And when you have clarity of mind, when you feel more like yourself again, when you feel alive again, you, from that place only, you decide what is the risk you need to take, the action that you need to take from an empowered place that will create change. And don't expect immediate change. It's something that you're probably going to have to commit to doing every day. But yeah, that if you follow those three things, you will pull yourself out of that gunk, and you'll start to feel more like yourself again, because now you're taking all of your power back and you're intentionally creating your life.